YCS Dusseldorf has just been concluded. It's Tuesday, Farfa. Ha, well, I had to wait for everyone else to make the meme content for me, and then I could review their meme content, and then I could have a video. It's hard work what I do, it's really hard work. We're gonna be reviewing the deck breakdowns, some profiles, and of course, we started off with the memes. And the biggest elephant in the room is... Konami announces YCS 2. If YCS Dusseldorf is so good, why isn't there a Dusseldorf 2? Well, actually, there was too many people in the main event, so they hosted a bonus YCS. And Top Cut, unfortunately, wasn't a Battle Royale mode. My predictions sometimes are a little bit off. In all seriousness, as funny as that is, it really is a shame. I almost purchased a last-minute ticket to go to Dusseldorf, and I would have just not entered if there was too many people in the main event. Maybe you're the same. For me especially, YCSs are social events, not just a case of competing. So the fact that I would have to go to a completely other venue to not be around, you know, my main group of friends or something, it just wouldn't be worth it. So at that point, I just wouldn't even enter. I think it's a real shame. They really need to play around these things. Haha, play around. Does he have the Ash Blossom? Oh. Labor laws might negate my health and safety regulated maximum capacity venue. I mean, come on, for real. Every German YCS over the past 2 years has broken a record. It was probably, jokingly, going to be a record-breaking event again. Welcome back to the coverage of ISIS to Slaughter of 2019. What you are looking at is YouTube's fantastic voice recognition subtitles. Should we call him Grand Caliph Ollie Gurman, perhaps?
Nikolai, you ended up top 32 with 2 Dracos, right? First YCS, anything you want to say before you go to the list? No, we take it. Okay.
Why is this deck still topping? Why is this deck still topping? Can you guys, like, just stop playing this deck? Please, just stop playing this deck.
Tell them to stop it!
Then now comes my unique, I believe. I made like the summon limits.
Okay. Because
if you play against Salamangreat, Salamangreat is the reason I played this deck, because this is almost out.
My unique tech choice in True Draco was 3 copies of a Floodgate Continuous Trap card. Unique take on True Draco. Innovation. Revolutionizing True Draco in 2019. I played 3 copies of a Floodgate in my main deck.
Triple Rock, because skill train's broken, right? Triple that can only be run again, ultimate against Salamangreat and Thunder Dragons and stuff.
9 Floodgates. Oh, 11 Floodgates in the main deck.
I changed this at the last moment over a match, and I think it was a good choice, even though I faced 2.
You can hear the True Draco player trying to justify and give some actual insightful theory into why he chose this Floodgate over another Floodgate. You played 11 Floodgates, who cares? We will be live again shortly. I swear to God, when I first saw this, I thought it was Photoshop. I 100% thought that this was Photoshopped. In all fairness, I know those guys. They are legitimately like 6'5" or something, right? They are gigantic, okay? So I don't actually think he's that small. It's just those guys are absolutely, you know, mammoths. I used to rule the meta, you know? Okay, that's sure you did. I don't know why Salamangreats are the offspring of Altergeist, because I don't really think they are similar, to be honest. But this is really disappointing for Altergeist players, guys. This is the second YCS in a row without any tops whatsoever. There was 1 bubble and that was it. I mean, Multi-Faker ain't quite what it used to be 3 months ago. Thunder Dragon players, is this our win con? Ooh. I mean, ooh. Well, second best deck at the event, technically. So, you know, Snake's a good boy. And Saryuya is a good card. I think the problem with that deck is that everyone, literally every deck profile I watched was citing Sphere Mode. And that's a little bit problematic when you have a nice little board of like the Synchro guy and the Colossus and Saryuya and the negates and the things, and Kind of a blowout. This here is Joshua Schmidt's deck profile from the YCS. I believe second place Jonas as well. Pretty much card for card the same list. I think. I don't really think that there was really much spice here. It seems it's main deck Phantasme, I guess, is pretty cool. Hand traps 9 altogether. Double Roar and Rage. Yeah, Fusion Fire. There is Potted Desires. Interesting. Opting to go for only the 1 copy of Will. I know some people played 2. Some people with the ARG a couple weeks ago played 3. Maybe a bit overkill. I don't know. I really like that card. The coolest thing about this list, though, was this Update Jammer Borrow Load combo. So against like Thunder Dragon, if you were going second or something, you could make Update Jammer and then go into a Borrow Load after that. Update Jammer gives Borrow Load a second attack. So you could Borrow Load steal 2 monsters. Not 1, not 2, but... Wait, hang on, that is 2. 2 monsters could be stolen with Borrow Load. Other than that, I mean, I feel like it looks... When I look at this list, I don't think anything here particularly shocks me. I mean, it seems like Salamangreat might be... I don't want to say solved, because definitely after 1 single event, the deck has not been solved. But it's interesting to see that I feel like there isn't really much variation or difference between this list and, you know, what we saw originally. I think this was as different as it could be, which is Raphael Naven playing this list here. I think also Lorenzo Roma played something similar as well. But it's kind of the same idea here. So instead of like going for more hand traps, you're going for like a stun element. Very reliant on going first, I feel like this list is here. 3 Trap Trick and 3 Sanctum to really turbo out that Scythe and just... I mean, Scythe is like, you end your turn if you get Scythe in this meta. I really don't see a deck that does anything through a Scythe. So that's really cool. The big boy tech card. Oh boy, you gotta check this out. Flame Buffalo. This is from Power Code Structure Deck or something. One of the Cyberse structure decks. Level 3 Fire Monster. Fire Cyberse. If this face-up card leaves the field, discard a Cyberse and draw 2. Very simple, because it's just so good and versatile like that. Drawing 2 cards is fun. Smiley face, question mark, .jpeg. Okay, point is, pretty cool card, right? It's a cool card. It's draw 2. Mr. Tari's list here. He claimed that he was playing Guru with some spice. If anyone can take a look at this list and tell me where exactly the spice is, I would love to know, because it's 3 Guru, 3 Fiendes, some hand traps, the field spells, a floodgate, the struggling battle, strikes. Where's the spice? Is it? Please don't tell me it's the 1 copy of Super Poly, please. That's not spice, okay? That's just 1 single card. That's not spicy. That is not spicy, please, come on. Don't tell me that this is what your definition of spice is. Let's take a little break. I feel very ill just looking at these floodgate decks. I need something to take my mind off that. YCS Dusseldorf 1, 2,300 players. Very serious looking arena there. YCS Dusseldorf 2, oh, that's a play park. Oh, yeah, there we go. Nice. Yeah, that's exactly my thoughts, as I said at the beginning. I just wouldn't bother entering. Like, what's the point? There was some big names at Dusseldorf too, but I mean... Like, if it's not 1 event, like, why even bother? I don't know, dudes. We could have had, like, 3,000 players. We could have had a 3,000 man event. It would have been insane. You just buy a bigger venue, forehead. Just buy a bigger venue. Yes. Yes, my thoughts exactly. Yes, that's exactly, that's a good way to put it. Do you remember in that Yu-Gi-Oh arc in Battle City or something like that, where Yugi plays Seto, who plays Joey, plays Gamarek or something? That's what we need. That's what we need. We need a fatal 4-way Yu-Gi-Oh mode. I don't know how it works. It's kind of tag, but it's also not tag. But like you could attack 1 person at once. You know, I tried to do this IRL and everyone just attacked me. Like I just literally get bullied when I play Battle Royale Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a real mode, trust me. It's not official, but it's real. You versus the guy she told you not to worry about. 2019 Mythic Championship Day 2 for Magic. Don't know what that means, but there's 25,000 viewers. Yu-Gi-Oh! 1,000. Oh, don't worry, I love you for who you are. It's not about how big the viewership is, it's how you use it. I just want to know how. I don't understand. Yu-Gi-Oh gets the biggest turnouts, the biggest events, and our online viewership is just tiny. I don't get it. Top 64 breakdown. We have the percentages here. Oh, shout out to Carl Loncho for the sweet pie chart that I can just yoink and put into my video here. Appreciate it. Can we just please acknowledge that Salamangreat's got 44% at top cut, and in top 32, the statistic was like 53% or something silly like that. Farfa, didn't you say that Salamangreat was Salaman average? It's looking pretty great to me. Well, knowledge, brain power. Let me explain. It's this part of the video where I drop some pearls of wisdom for you to understand how numbers work. Is it enough to look at a pie chart and say, hey, that's the biggest number, that's the best deck? Not necessarily. And remember, knowledge. Numbers and statistics are simply pieces of a puzzle that you yourself have to break down and analyze and look at. I am trying to give you the knowledge and the sociological understanding of theory of numbers to try and put together a picture in your mind of why this is the case. Number one, I think it was the most populated deck, so naturally it's going to have the most populated carries into top cut. Number two, most of the good players, so many big names played this deck, so naturally the better players are going to be topping with it. And third point is that it's a new deck, and I think a lot of better players and pro players, famous players, whatever you want to call them, in the community played this deck because of the idea that it's fresh and new, and it's something to try and innovate and break immediately. Those are my three main points of argument. Now, conversely, someone could argue and say, well, there has to be a reason why so many of these good players are playing this one deck. Clearly, there's something good about it. Yes, you're absolutely right. There has to be a reason why they're picking this deck in the first place. They're not just picking it because it's $30 structure deck. Although that does completely help. That's probably a fourth point I should add. When a deck is this cheap and easily accessed, naturally it's going to be most popular and therefore most translated into top cut. But also on top of that, yeah, the deck is pretty strong. I've never said this deck's bad. Sorry, I was clearing the lens because I was clarifying that point for you. And I still think it's average to good. I don't think it's broken. I think a deck that's broken is like Danger or Cust. Honestly, I think that deck is really strong. I feel like Thunder Dragon could really get there if it could find a win condition that doesn't lose to Sphere Mode. I feel like these decks are like broken, right? Salamangreat, I feel like it's just really strong, but it's not like insane. And I think that as we go forward through the meta, I'm predicting that these percentages are going to significantly drop. Will it still be the most dominant in top cut? I think maybe not next event, but the event after, as the Americans take it upon themselves to try and break and innovate the format. We'll see a lot more combo decks, I feel, especially with the Orcust engine. Watch out for that, by the way. You are going to see a lot of Orcust going into the future. Love wins, anime crossovers nobody asked for, top 10 anime crossovers, E-Man Games and CCG crossover boys. And finally, shoutouts to what is it? What is it? We're just gonna call this Feast Turbo. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you everyone for watching my meme review.
Keep spending most our lives living